Hey, welcome in. I'm Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor at Tallapoosa Publishers, alongside managing editor Santana Wood. We are here for another night of coronavirus updates for you guys.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. It seems like it's been kind of a slower news day for now. So, knock on wood, nothing crazy will happen in the next 3 hours.
Yeah, every time we say that, something crazy always happens. So we'll
Right.
see.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to dig right in tonight with some number updates. It seems more and more obvious that those case numbers are rising a lot. So we want to bring that to you guys right away.
Yeah, as of 6:35 tonight, last time we checked, there were 935 confirmed cases across the state, which is up about 100 from our morning update. So steadily climbing across the state there. We've got 12 confirmed cases in Tallapoosa County now, and they are reporting one confirmed death in Tallapoosa County. 6 deaths statewide, according to Alabama Department of Public Health.
Yeah, and we still cannot verify at this time who or where the death was actually in Tallapoosa County. I mean, we know it was obviously in the county, but don't know if it was in Alexander City, Dadeville, any of those areas. Also, we did confirm one case at Chapman's Nursing Home this weekend, and obviously that's a little bit worrisome because we do know that age group is sort of very at risk, and so that's a little scary to hear. So again, just keep those social distancing and things like that, and do whatever you can to make sure you're not potentially infecting people that are in that at risk group.
Definitely, and I know that Chapman's is taking a lot of precautions now since that, and had been taking precautions this entire time as well. But as we know, you can have the virus and not be presenting symptoms for a while, and there's just no telling. But Coosa County is now up to 3 confirmed cases, and over in Elmore County there are now 14 confirmed cases. And Governor Ivey this morning released a video statement saying basically stay at home. She says if you do not need to get out, stay at home. She is not going to do a shelter in place at this time, so she says, but she is saying please do not get out if you don't mean to. This does not mean go hang out with your friends.
Right.
This does not mean get out for anything other than the absolute essentials. And she even said if you are that person who is in the at-risk group, get someone to drop off groceries at your porch. Utilize someone in your life who can do those things for you. Basically, do not get out. Stay home, no matter who you are, because like you said, you can infect someone who is in that at-risk group who may not be able to recover.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it is important that we heed what Governor Ivey is saying. Our reporter Amy Pastoretti was working on a story today about people flocking to the lake. And obviously, we can't keep people from coming to their homes or anything like that. But the big thing to remember is it's not a party. It's not a vacation. Still, if you are going to be outdoors, be within your immediate family. Still take those socially distanced recommendations seriously. Don't you can go out for a hike, but make sure that you're, still keeping those recommendations in place and staying with those that, you're already in your home with. So it's just really important that we listen to that, especially with how quickly these numbers are going up in Alabama. I think a lot of people look around and they say, well, we don't have as many cases as New York, but our population is a lot smaller than New York. So that's something to also keep in mind when you are kind of comparing Alabama to a California or a New York or anything like that, to remember how small we are as a state in comparison.
That's very true. Very good to point out there. For some local news, we got a little bit of an education update from our area schools. Benjamin Russell is going to be allowing seniors who have a passing average from the first 9 weeks are done with instruction now. Benjamin Russell is going to be allowing them to be done with instruction. Over in Tallapoosa County Schools, Superintendent Joe Wendell said that, their number one priority is to make sure that those seniors there in the county schools have the required amount of credits in order to graduate.
Yeah, and I think that, they're still both working on potential graduation plans and even Alex City Superintendent Keith Langford, mentioned potentially a prom plan for those seniors, but obviously graduation is the number one priority at this point, and finding a way to recognize and honor those seniors as well.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of things are just going to continue to be in the works right now, but they have figured a lot out. They are coming up, Wendell and Langford both are coming up with those plans, and including kind of a blended model of online learning,
Right.
and packets that students can pick up as well.
Yeah, and Langford also said that teachers are doing Zoom meetings and also calling their kids to kind of keep those personal connections, as well as during that. When they come and pick up their packets, they have kind of a line. They're lining the streets to greet the children from afar. Also, a lot of them are doing that with the feeding programs. The people that are volunteering for the feeding programs. And just a little update there, Tallapoosa County and Alexander City schools are continuing with their feeding programs through the end of the year. And Elmore County is making a slight change, and it'll just be available for pickup now once a week. And children will receive 7 breakfasts and 7 lunches when they come and pick up that one time.
Yeah, and another issue that we have know that the schools throughout our area are facing an issue with is the internet issue.
Mm-hmm.
Over in Tallahassee, Superintendent Wade Shipman said that the Tallahassee City Schools have expanded their Wi-Fi so that people can come to the parking lots and connect to the school's Wi-Fi that way.
Yeah, I love that idea. Actually, that was kind of a really cool, creative idea. And he also said that they're looking into some hotspots for students that they can use that maybe are not able to get out to the schools. So we're going to take a quick little break, and we'll be right back to talk about a little bit more local news, as well as debunk some myths for today. All right, welcome back. I'm Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor at Tallapoosa Publishers, alongside managing editor Santana Wood. Forgot your name. I haven't seen you in over a week. I don't know who you are.
Over a week. That's funny.
Yeah, it's fun. So talked about some school news, some numbers. I do want to get into a couple other tidbits for the evening. Boys and Girls Club of the Lake Martin area has announced it will be closing. It was having some financial issues and was doing some fundraising, but decided that in the wake of the coronavirus, probably not the best time to be trying to fundraise. Luckily, there are some organizations that are trying to get together to figure out how to help those kids that relied quite a bit on the Boys and Girls Club. So hopefully we can look out for more, updates on that and read more about that in the Outlook on Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm sure our community will come together in some way to make that work. And the Boys and Girls Club did very much leave open the idea of if it would open again in the future. But right now it is just closed indefinitely. Yeah. Indefinitely, and hopefully we can figure out something else with the community to take care of those kids. Also, Tallahassee City has cut its employees to being essential employees only. Mayor Johnny Hammock had discussed doing that last week, and now they have done that. But the city employees will continue to be paid as usual during this period of being laid off, as long as the city can afford it. And there will be more of an update on that in Wednesday's Tallahassee Tribune as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to get into busting some myths, or trying to do that anyway. So we've heard once again a lot of that whole ibuprofen, Advil thing can worsen the effects of the coronavirus. And at this time, this is false. This is something I think a lot of people are looking into. But at this time, the World Health Organization says it does not recommend against the use of ibuprofen.
I think something very important to remember throughout this is that we're learning about COVID-19. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is brand new. We don't know. So right now there is no, supported evidence to show one way or the other. But we do need to remember that this is a brand new thing and that things are constantly changing with it.
Now, one thing the FDA did say when I was kind of looking into this was that obviously one of the things that ibuprofen does is reduce fevers. So if it is, causing your fever to be reduced, therefore you think that you don't have the coronavirus and you're not going to get the proper treatment, that could be, potentially a bad thing. But ibuprofen use in and of itself, at this time, they don't have any evidence, any clinical studies that says that it worsens the effect of the coronavirus.
Right. And we'll continue to look into any sort of rumors and myths that we do hear throughout this. And if you guys hear of anything, please send us a message, send us an email, and we will be happy to check those things out.
Yeah, absolutely. So as always, we want to end the night on some feel-good stories. There's plenty of those certainly to go around. One thing that we saw today is that Wetumpka Senior Isaac Stubbs, they do something at Wetumpka Elementary called Fun Fridays, and once a month it sounds like they have like kind of a musical thing, and Isaac typically plays the piano during those days, and he actually uploaded a video of himself on Friday playing the piano. I think he did 3 songs, free for kids to watch on YouTube. So that was really cool. Isaac, does a lot for our community. So that was cool to see him kind of pitching in and, giving a shout out to the kids, because it sounds like those kids really enjoy seeing him around the elementary school.
Yeah, that was definitely awesome to see there with Isaac doing that for the kids. Also over here in Alexander City, an event was organized Sunday evening, and hundreds of cars packed the parking lots, the median of Highway 280, and Alexander City Police Department even had to direct the traffic over there so that all these people could gather and pray for the healthcare workers right now who are going through so much with this crisis. They turned on their flashers in their cars, stayed in their cars for the most part, and did have a prayer for those healthcare workers.
Yeah, and I think it's really awesome to see, how much how creative people have been getting in terms of how they're able to help the community, what they're able to do, whether it's helping their neighbor or helping an organization, or like Isaac did, just bringing some joy to those kids that might miss seeing his face. It's cool. It's fun to get creative. Amy and I ordered takeout from a local business today. So just try to do whatever you can, even if it's small, to try to help out at this time, because everyone needs a little bit of it.
Yep. I also got some takeout from a local business today. So I think that's, even if it's just a little bit of something that you can do right now for our community, it matters a lot. Even if it's little, it's huge. So we will have some stories on these in our Outlook this week, and our Tallahassee Tribune and Wetumpka Herald. And we appreciate you guys tuning in to us. If you will continue to tune in every night here at 7 o'clock weeknights, and we will give you our latest coronavirus updates, and continue to turn to us for news. And I appreciate you guys watching. I am Santana Wood, managing editor, alongside Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor.
Thanks, guys.